Episode 8 of The Twilight Zone is the first episode that would probably be considered a classic episode. Like, even if you never watched the show, the majority of people know the basic premise for this one and the big ironic twist at the end. And so this episode begins with banker Henry Bemis, who's played by the iconic Burgess Meredith. And if you have trouble remembering the name Henry Bemis, just remember that Henry Bemis sounds similar to Hungry Penis, which plays into the twist at the end that we talked about. And Henry's favorite thing in the world to do is read, but he never seems to have enough time to do it. And so he's forced to read whenever he can, like when he's at work.
Mrs. Chester, have you ever read David Copperfield? It's a wonderful book.
Oh yeah, wait until you get to the part where he made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Mr. Bemis, you've shortchanged me again. You owe me $1 more. See?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Chester. I thought there were 5 ones. It was only,
You know, Henry better be careful. He's gonna try that whole, oh, I was lost in the magic of a good book and forgot to give you correct change bit on the wrong person. And he's going to get his ass kicked. And now actually Henry is probably the most relatable Twilight Zone character we've had so far, because the dude doesn't want to work. He just wants to pursue his interests. But because of this social contract that none of us agreed to, he has to slave away at a mind-numbing job in order to earn the currency that we as a whole just made up. Money doesn't exist. We decide what it's worth. Like, I just want to play video games all day. I don't want to work 40 hours a week. Like, we have robots. We have AI. Put them together. Like, chop chop. Give me a robot butler that can 3D print food and medicine already. And Henry's shit boss, is Mr. Carsville, tells Henry that he's no longer allowed to read at work.
You, Mr. Bemis, are a reader. You will henceforth devote your time to your job and forget reading.
Fascist prick.
I see you constantly going downstairs into the vault during your lunch hour.
He's not even allowed to read on his lunch break?
It's just that my wife won't let me read at home. See, when I get home at night and try to pick up a newspaper, she yanks it out of my hand. And then after dinner, if I try to find a magazine, she hides them. Well, I got so desperate that I found myself trying to read the labels on the condiment bottles on the table. Now, she won't even let me use the ketchup.
Even under direct torture, I don't think I would ever admit to something like that to my boss.
Your wife is an amazingly bright woman.
She sounds like an ignorant cow. And you know, Rod Serling has a real knack for writing characters that want things that everybody else wants. Like, we can all agree that working sucks. We just want to sit around, read, and do whatever we want. But he makes his characters so pathetic that you can't really identify with them. Like, Serling writes about punching a clock and being trapped in a 9-to-5 with the correct amount of contempt.
Just at what, Bemis? Make it quick and get back to your cage.
Like, he even comments that Henry works in a cage. So he hates the menial drudgery that society foists upon people, but then he also kind of hates the people that have no choice but to go along with it anyways. And that night, Henry is sneaking articles of the newspaper like it's gosh dang pornography, which to Henry, it sounds like it probably is. And then his ballbuster of a wife steals his newspaper again.
Please let me read the newspaper. I'm begging you. I won't crinkle the pages. I won't even read out loud. I'll just mouth the words. You won't even know I'm there. Please?
For God's sakes, let the boy read the newspaper! For the love of God!
And don't sneak off into the living room to bury yourself in newsprint. I think we've been over this quite enough, Henry. I won't tolerate a husband of mine sacrificing the art of conversation.
Like you don't even like him. Just let the man get the daily news.
No, dear, it was just that you said a husband of mine. Well, how many husbands have you got? You've only got me.
Oh, Henry, no. Does she seem like the kind of person that enjoys wordplay?
We're playing cards tonight. We're going over to the Phillips house.
Yes, Henry, find your stashed bottle of bourbon. It is the only way you're going to make it through this card game. Oh, Jesus, Henry. So Henry gets caught by his wife trying to sneak a book, and she asks him to read some to her.
Would you like to read me some?
We'll read you some.
I don't like the way she said that, Henry. Seems like a trick.
I also say it's a waste of time.
Helen, don't do that for Helen. Please don't do that.
Oh, Henry, please get up. This is difficult to watch.
Why do you do these things?
Because I'm married to a fool.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. And also, I do hate people that shit on someone's hobby, but then don't do anything meaningful with their own free time. Like, how long did Helen spend defacing that book when she could have been pursuing her own interests? Like luring children into her gingerbread house, or planning 9/11. But seriously, like, look at this dedication. She's like John Doe from Seven. She is Jack's testicles that she keeps in her clutch. The next day at lunch, Henry sneaks down to the vault to read. And now, this is the most terrifying scene in any Twilight Zone episode. Like, I am never going into a bank vault and I'm damn sure not gonna leave it open just a crack. Like, Henry, I know your life sucks, but suffocating in a bank vault is not the way to go. Hell, when I go to Costco, I have a mini panic attack when I walk past the giant safes. Now, I know that the odds of me being locked inside a giant safe are near zero, but I still give them an incredibly wide berth on my way to the free samples. So Henry's reading on the concrete floor of a vault when he should just be eating in his car like I do whenever I'm at work. I will never eat in the break room. It is far too loud in there. And Henry reads a newspaper article about the destructive force of an H-bomb. And now I just watched Oppenheimer, so I know that a hydrogen bomb is way more deadly than an atomic bomb. Can't really tell you why. It has something to do with gene tatlock and communism. And just then an explosion rocks the vault and Henry's knocked unconscious. Henry comes to and emerges to find the world destroyed and everyone dead. Oh no, his shit-awful wife and boss are dead. Henry then settles in for the night, and now I don't know how long it takes for packs of marauders to form in the apocalyptic wastelands, but I'm not sleeping outside. And Henry's worried about how lonely he'll be in this new world, and he starts to freak out.
Weren't for the loneliness. It just weren't for the sameness.
Also, Henry, it's been like 12 hours. You don't even know how far the devastation reaches. Like, you can still see where your house was. As far as you know, this was just like a meth lab explosion. The next town over could be fine. So before Henry shoots himself, he notices the public library is still standing.
Collected works of Dickens, collected works of George Bernard Shaw, poems by Browning, Shelley, Keats.
Well, Henry has his nerd erection back. And so now Henry has enough books to read for the rest of his life. And now he has enough time to read without anyone giving him shit.
Is time enough at last?
But to punish Henry for his desire to read, the universe then shatters his glasses, thus rendering all of his free time useless, as he will most likely die by falling down a well or some sort of steep gully. Having all the time in the world, and then having your glasses break. My God, the irony is delicious. It really makes me want to crank one off when something's super ironic like that. Now you may be asking yourselves, Rod, you wrote this. Why did you do this to Henry? It's simple. I don't like Henry, or anyone like him. He's a sniveling little worm of a man who doesn't deserve any kind of happiness. I named him after my neighbor who kept stealing my newspaper, but really, he's all of you. Oh, boo-hoo, I have to go to work so I can provide for my family. Grow up, you big weirdo. Oh, wah, I have to upload videos to a YouTube channel. I don't even know what that is. Fuck you. Oh, this one seemed kind of personal.